Hi everybody, Sher here with you. So today I just want to give you a little update and a little tour of a few of my fairy gardens that I've done recently. Some are ones that I put together a while ago and the plants and the flowers are starting to mature, so I just kind of wanted to show you where they're at this stage. And I also have put together a couple of other ones. So I'm just going to give you a quick little tour. So if you're interested in seeing some of these new little gardens that I've made, then stick around. So I'm going to start with this container that I put together, probably a month ago or so. This was my spring-inspired fairy garden, and I will insert a picture of how it looked when I first planted it. As you can see, the plants have quite filled in very nicely. Some of them a little bit more than I had anticipated. You might recall that back here, when I originally planted this, I actually had some little mini daffodils back there, but of course they didn't last too terribly long, so I just pulled them out and I put these little yellow flowers in here instead. And then of course this lobelia is just going crazy. It's really liking it here. My begonia is doing amazing. It has gotten so big I've actually had to move my little fairy a few times to pull her out of the way so that you could actually see her. And same thing, my house is starting to kind of get surrounded by all these plants. And my little fountain is working really well. I just love the way this sounds when I come home and it's bubbling away. Now that it's so hot here, I have to be really careful to make sure that I keep the reservoir full because the water evaporates so quickly because it's so warm now. And then I actually put this little creeping Jenny in here too, just to fill in a bare spot that I had on this one corner, and it's actually doing really well. And yeah, so I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. I do want to show you one thing though. I tend to, when I plant these, I kind of forget that, my plants are going to get a lot bigger, and so that is one mistake that I have made in the past. And so you have to be kind of careful not to put too many plants in your little scenes because you have to kind of take into consideration that they are going to grow. So that has been a mistake that I have made in the past. So you live and learn as you go along. So there's this one. So I have this area at my front door here, which is kind of the back of our house, and it gets zero sunshine. And so when I was kind of keeping this in mind when I went to the plant store, that I needed to find some plants that would tolerate, full shade, because this, it gets a little bit of indirect light, but it gets zero sunlight. So this is what I came up with. I've got a few different plants here that are suited just for that specific reason, for shade only. And they're doing really well. And these little flowers, there were no flowers on here when I brought this in, planted it. And look at these, it's full of buds here, and I can't wait till a few more of these come out. It's going to be really pretty. And then I just kind of set up this cute little house here with my little gnomes. I've used this same little scene quite a few times. I love those little gnomes. They are so cute. And then I just put a little bit of a white fence to kind of set everything off. And this is my little gnome garden that greets me when I come home every day. This container doesn't exactly have any fairy garden items in it, but I just wanted to show you how kind of versatile some containers can be. I actually picked this canner up at Valley Village the other day, and because it didn't come with a lid, I only had to pay $3 for this container. And it's working awesome as a, like a flower pot here, and I'm loving it. Once all these flowers start blooming, it's going to be really pretty. This is going to be a red geranium in the back once it starts blooming. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this one looks out, how it turns out as it starts to mature and the plants get a little bit bigger. But I'm starting to get ready for Canada Day, as you can see. So there's this one. This little flower bed that's in front of Megan's bedroom window, actually. I like to plant this up every year, and I've had to try different combinations of plants in this area because, again, we only get a little bit of morning sun here, so not everything does very well. So this year, this is the concoction that I came up with, and they are doing extremely well. And this is the first time that I've planted these kind of grassy kind of plants here, and it looks really cool. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and of course my little solar lights, when they're all on at night, it looks really pretty here. So now I'm taking you out onto our front patio, which this gets full-on sun all summer long, and right now it is hot. It's into the 30s now. So I'm just going to show you this cute little garden that I just put together the other day. So of course the plants haven't matured yet, and I was really keeping that in mind when I planted this one because I have done like other gardens in the past and I've put way too many plants and the plants just literally choked out my fairy scene. So I really try to keep that in mind. So this one of course is going to trail out, and then this little guy here is going to fill out a little bit as well. I have a red geranium in the back, which I can't wait till that starts to get some flowers. That's going to look really, really pretty, and it's going to of course grow up a little bit higher. And then I have some dusty millers in the back. I thought that might kind of look like more tropical. And of course that's kind of the theme I was trying to go with this little garden. And I've got my little mermaids. I love this little trailer. A couple of little beach chairs, and of course you can't go to the beach without some beverages. And a little boat. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Of course, when we're sitting out here and it's nice to hear the water trickling down my little waterfall. I actually picked that up a couple of years ago at Value Village, believe it or not. I got a really good deal on that. So you just have to kind of watch for pieces like that. You just never know what you might find when you go to garage sales, discounted like stores and different things like that. But yeah, Value Village, I get a lot of my stuff. I found a lot of great pieces. This little container you might recognize. I picked this up from Dollarama not too long ago. I just fell in love with the rusticness of this container. And so I just kept this scene very simple. I just put one of those little birds. Again, I got that at Dollarama. The little house is from Dollar Tree, and this is just another little piece that I had. I just thought it kind of went in this container. And again, this is going to grow quite a bit and mature and fill in, and it's going to look really cute. So this is the last area I'm going to show you. This is one of my favorite gardens to date, I believe. I planted this one a few weeks ago now, and you can see that the plants are really starting to take off. They are really maturing and filling in and getting so pretty. My real succulents here that I have in these two little pots are doing really well. I have to make sure I keep them watered because the container is so small, and of course they dry out so quickly. All of these fairy gardens now I'm going to have to keep a very close eye on because it's just so warm and everything's evaporating so fast. So I get my little trees doing really well. I put some little lights on there for Canada Day. I picked up this little thing here the other day at Dollarama. And I just love the way this all looks at night, especially because my little house is solar. It glows at night. And yeah, it's such a cute little scene. I'm in love with this one. And yeah, and then I just planted this little container as well, and again, some of these plants haven't started blooming yet, so they're going to be really, really pretty once they do. I can't wait for that. So yeah, there you have it. There's a little tour of all my latest little projects. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and until next time, happy gardening, everybody!